So this is technically my third time starting this haul because each time I go to pick up that next book to talk about, I'm like, wait a second, I've talked about this in a haul before, and then I have to refilm everything because I already said the number of books that were in it. So yeah. Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Emma, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my October book haul. Now this is going to be a very short and sweet, meaning this video will probably be 11 minutes compared to my average 18 minutes haul because I only have 6 books to show you. Now this is very surprising because most of my hauls are normally like 14 books. But what is even more surprising about this haul is I didn't buy a single book in October. How do I have a haul for this month? You tell me, because I don't know. For those of you who actually pay attention to my hauls would know that in the past couple of months, I have been buying significantly less books than I used to. My hauls back in like 2015 were like 15 that I personally bought, and for most of 2016, I've only really bought like 2 to 5 books per month, which is a really great average for me because it's usually, if not the same or less than what I do actually read in that month. So I'm very happy with the book buying pace that I have been on lately. But this month I bought 0. And I don't think that's happened since I started BookTube. I guess I'm just very blessed because books do keep coming into my possession out of the kindness of others, and I am just really excited to share all these new books with you guys. So the first set of books I have are from Flatiron Books, which is a new imprint of Macmillan, and they are starting out a YA division, which I am very excited about. And so one of the lovely ladies over at Flatiron decided to send me a couple of books, so they sent me 2 final copies as well as 1 ARC, and I am really excited to share them with you guys. The first is called American Girls by Alison Umanger, which I have seen on the YouTubes before. So I am really interested in this book specifically because the synopsis mentions one of my favorite topics, the Manson family. If you didn't know, I find serial killers fascinating. I love studying them in school on my own personal time, and one of my most interesting cases that I love to go back to is the famous Manson family. So the way that very obscure topic plays into this YA novel is it's about this girl named Anna who's just really had it with her life at home. So she runs away to LA with her sister to hopefully start a new glamorous life. As it turns out, LA isn't all it's cracked up to be, and she's kind of just sitting home doing nothing, not really seeing why she went through this whole change. So Anna finds herself getting involved with the Manson girls, and she's doing research about that, and she's just kind of using that experience to find parallels between those girls that were roped into this horrendous cult and her own personal life. So this just sounds like a really interesting book to me. Like I said, this isn't really a topic that's talked about, and I'm really interested to see how Anna kind of relates the Manson girls to her own life. So I'm very thankful that this book was sent to me. The next book I have from Flatiron Books is If I Was Your Girl by Meredith Russo. So this is about a girl named Amanda who is transferring schools, but she has this whole deep secret behind her as to why. Amanda starts to grow close to this boy named Grant, and while their relationship is developing, she feels like she should maybe open up about her past more with him, but she doesn't know if she's ready to do so. So I think this book is just going to be a very interesting contemporary about facing your own inner demons. I'm just really curious to find out what her secret actually is that caused this whole change in her life, and I cannot wait to read it. And the final book that Flatiron Books kindly sent me is an ARC that is going to be released in January of 2017, which is Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I believe this is a somewhat highly anticipated release. I have heard a lot of buzz on it on the internet, and I remember at BEA, well, I didn't get an ARC there were a ton of people that were just like running and like, give me the Caraval ARCs, I want those ARC drops. So this is a book about a girl named Scarlett who lives on this very tiny island with her family in a closed community, and so once a year on this island there is this big extravagant performance called Caraval where like the audience get to participate, and it's like this really cool thing. It has always been Scarlett's dream to attend this performance, but her father has arranged a marriage for her, so those dreams are basically over. So this is where things start to get a little crazy. So Caraval is something you have to be invited to, which is why Scarlett has never gone before, but she finally receives an invitation, and off she goes to sneak away to Caraval with her sister Tella. But as it turns out, as soon as they arrive to Caraval, Tella is kidnapped, and actually part of the whole plan of this performance was the first one to kidnap Tella wins. This performance has some very sadistic ideas of what entertainment is. And so while Scarlett has always been told that Caraval is just an elaborate performance, you know, her sister's been kidnapped kidnapped. And so it's all about Scarlett going through the struggle of racing to find her sister, to try and calm herself and say that, like, this is not real, but it might actually be real. So this definitely sounds like a crazy book. I am super excited to read. I have heard good things about it so far from the people that have had ARCs, but I'm just really excited to read it. It sounds like it's going to be super, super thrilling. The next book I have was, I believe, technically sent by Disney Hyperion, though it is published by Freeform, and that is The Amateurs by Sarah Shepard. That's the author of Pretty Little Liars. If you didn't know, I've never read Pretty Little Liars or watched the show, but I know that this is a story that so many people love. So this is a book about a girl named Helena who went missing a few years ago, and for all this time, nobody has known what actually happened to her or who killed her, it says. So our protagonist is a girl named Seneca who is determined to find out what actually happened to Helena. So she recruits quite a few people to go on this online forum where they kind of find out information about cold cases and hopefully will succeed where the detectives failed. It also states that Seneca has some secrets of her own that are kind of interfering with these friends' investigation of Helena's death. And it says that the killer might actually be nearby watching. So it just definitely sounds like a really interesting YA mystery. Totally a genre I'm interested in. This sounds like something I could really, really enjoy. And just so you know, the cover is not final, but I don't know if the cover is final. If there is a cover released, I will put it over here. The next book on this haul was sent to me by Harlequin Teen, and that is Something in Between by Melissa De La Cruz. Harlequin actually sponsored a video in honor of the release of Something in Between where we did a fun little tag that was all about relating fairy tales to real life situations. So if you'd like to check out that tag, I will leave it in the description of this video. Really, really cool tag. Would highly recommend checking it out and doing it. But they sent me Something in Between because that was what inspired the tag. This is a book about a girl named Jasmine who has spent all of her life being the perfect daughter. She's popular, she gets good grades, she's going to college with scholarships, all in hopes of making her Filipino immigrant parents proud. On the night of a super prestigious scholarship award that Jasmine is being awarded, her family tells her that they are actually living in the country illegally. So all of this new information means she won't be getting her scholarship, she might not be going to college at all, her family might actually be deported. So through this whole identity turmoil, Jasmine starts to rebel and do things that she never normally did because she was working so hard for her family. And so I think it's just going to be a really interesting book about discovering yourself and finding out who you are as a person. What I find to be really interesting about this book is I remember over the summer I was watching a video on Facebook about a valedictorian of a high school who during her speech at graduation actually came out and said that she is an illegal immigrant. Her family came here illegally. And so I think it's just really interesting to know that, like, this is something that happens to a lot of people. Immigration is a really hot topic at the moment and something that's really, really important that we talk about. I do have a few books that talk about the topic of immigration, but I haven't read any yet. And Something in Between definitely sounds like a great contemporary that really interests me, and I cannot wait to read it. And then the final book in this haul was sent to me by Fairy Loot in their September unboxing that I did not unbox until October because I'm behind on everything, but I will leave the link to that unboxing below if you want to check out all the other items that accompany this awesome book, which is Vasa in the Night by Sarah Porter. So this is a book that was inspired by the Russian folktale Vasilisa the Beautiful, and I also believe it has some influence from the story of Baba Yaga. So this definitely has a very eccentric theme to it. It's all about this girl named Vasa who is living in the Kingdom of Brooklyn where you can come across magic, but that might not necessarily be a good thing. There's this convenience store owner named Bob's Yag who has like a nasty knack for catching shoplifters, which I believe has something to do with Vasa's home life. Vasa also carries around this little lucky wooden figure called Erg in her pocket that she believes can help her break this curse. I feel like I can't fully wrap my head around this synopsis, but I really, really want to read this book. I've heard fabulous things. It was one of the hottest releases. From what I've heard, people have really, really loved it. I also haven't read a book this small in quite a while, and so I'm definitely really interested just to see how this story all comes together in this short little novel. It sounds fantastic. I cannot wait to read it, and I'm really thankful I got it in that Fairy Loot unboxing. So that is it for my October book haul. As always, let me know in the comments of this video what was your favorite book purchase or book that you received or read in the month of October. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you soon for a new one. Bye! such an interesting novel to me. Like I said, this isn't a topic that... Are you joking? I'm gonna have to wait till it's done.